So good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 action here on FTRL, and we are here on the streets of Monaco for round 7 of Div 2, the toughest track on the calendar, and we are on board with Myers as we go around Sandabot and start climbing up the hill and towards Casino Square. Winding our way through now, hug that barrier on the left hand side, then down a gear for the right hander. Down the hill, then try and hook up the inside as best you can then before we head down to the Lowe's hairpin. Slowest corner in all of F1, down to the 29 miles an hour. Through the double right hander then, coming on to the marina front then, and into the infamous tunnel section. Speed starting to build through the right hand kink. Down into the chicane. Watch the barrier on the left, slide the curve nicely. Starts to build the speed then up towards Tabac. Down a gear, drift the car over to the right hand side and look for the entry point for the swimming pool section. At the curbs, mind the wall, and then down to Razcas then. Again, mega, so corner 1, corner left to go, look for the cone on the inside there, onto the DRS zone we come. And the lap time for the Mercedes man is a 1:12.8 then, that's good enough for P2 then as he makes his debut in FTRL. So the fear of Monaco more than anything put paid to the Div 1 race last night. Numbers were looking a little bit shaky, so race was postponed until the end of the season perhaps, so we may not come back. So we've got a number of Div 1 drivers making a couple of Div 1 drivers making an appearance tonight. Dylan and Tom up and down. We've also got Mize making a FTRL debut. We've also got a collection of Aarons as well. Currently then XA Tom then, fastest of all then on his opening run. Alex Pixie goes second, Picani going fourth just behind Mize. What about Goy Kart? He's into the pits as Dylan goes fastest of all on 11.5. LP man then, one of the drivers they voted for Monaco to be on the calendar, wasn't going to miss out the opportunity to race. So making his Div 2 debut this evening. Barcelona meanwhile goes fastest of all at 11.2 then for the Mercedes man. Now the last time we were here, it was Brutus Beer was the class of the field. He lapped everybody here last time we were here. So are we going to see a repeat of that domination? He's in the pits at the moment. Michael then goes fastest of all on 11 flat. So his fellow Dutchman onto provisional pole. What does Brutus, or when will Brutus pop out and respond? Very tidied up there from Michael Vienne, who's back in form then after that podium at Monza a couple of races ago, or last week rather. Was it? Yeah, it was last week, wasn't it? Do apologise. Last week he got his form back there. About the Ferraris then. Red, he's invalidated this front, although this might be an outlap. Let's see how the Ferrari's going to get on then. Starts a new lap. Attacking the curve at Sondevot there, just a bit of a wobble there. She tries to get the car straightened up on the power. Winding his way up the hill then around Casino Square. Oh, bangs the wall on the inside and the wall on the outside as well there, so contact on both sides for the Ferrari. That was a little bit of wing damage there after that. That man was put himself into P5 at a 12.4. That time then, a little bit deep into the swimming pool there, it's a little bit scruffy. Into Tobacco comes, oh he's wide again, just keeps it out of the wall. To the swimming pool section he comes, backs the curves nicely. Into Rascas we come. Drained up then into the final corner, DRS will open, and now it is just a sprint to the line. And that's good enough for P9 then, and a 15.1 there, so a scruffy lap there from Ross. But he got the car back just about in one piece. As we drop back and pick up that perhaps comes into this one as favourite. Let's go on, stay on board with the lap then and see how he does in his opening run. Then 11.0 is the time to beat at the minute. Here comes the Red Bull man. Good evening, Mr. Bell. I hope you're well. Sitting pretty in P5 at the moment. Just then rounding the casino into Casino Square. It's nice and tidy so far from the Red Bull man. 19 flat in Sector 1. Of course, he hasn't got time on the board yet, so we will not know how he's getting on until the end of the lap. Then around the Lowe's hairpin he goes. Nice and tidy through there. Through the double right-hander then, and onto the marina front. Into the tunnel he comes. Still on board then as we start dropping down the hill and into the braking zone for the chicane. On the wall on the left, right the curve as much as you dare. That curve on that ball at the left there flashes past the front tyre. Into the back we go. Nice and tidy through there from Brutus Beer. This is looking very good so far, attacking the swimming pool section. Plenty of curve through there. This is looking quick from Brutus Beer. Then into Raskas he comes. Into the final corner. Onto the power, onto the DRS. And it is a 11.1 for Brutus Beer. Then so drops into second place then just behind Michael VN. So it's a Dutch 1-2 at the moment. Barcelona's third, top three covered then by just 0.2 of a second. Looking very quick so far. What about Chubbs then? How is he going to get on? Was involved in some drama last week then. The Hasman, him and his teammate are looking on course for potentially a 1-2. Brutus Beer then decided to interject himself into that battle. With contact at turn 1 as Chubbs goes 5th. And it equals Dylan's time there. So two drivers on 11.594s. We had it all went wrong on the last lap. Next is Katz looking on course for victory. Chubbs and Brutus are battling over P2 into turn 1. Brutus down the inside. That meant Chubbs was a little bit wide as they braked for turn 1. Chubbs then just tagged the back of his teammate, spun his teammate around. And then there was more contact between Brutus and Chubbs on the exit of turn 2. And Chubbs went around and it all went wrong for Has. At the final lap, so big shame for Katz there. I think he driven brilliantly last week, so cruelly denied victory. It was Brutus Beer who came through to claim victory, although Stewie's decision is pending on that one then. Who have we got on laps for a minute then? We've got Aaron in P7. So Tom has lowered his time to 11.3. What about Matman then? Can he respond then to his first run down now to P8? Through the right hander he comes. And less than a 10th down in sector 1. Some time to find though. He's got half a second to improve his place a minute. 12.4 for Matt at the moment. Nicely over the curbs there at the chicane as Dylan goes fastest of all, a 10.9. First one into the 10s. Matt has found 0.4 of a second in the middle sector, then so big improvement on the cards here for Mattman. If he can hook up the final sector nicely through the swimming pool. Down to Raskas. A little bit wide through there. Keeps the speed up then into the final corner. Oh, back and getting a little bit squirrely. On the power now, heading for the line. Does he improve in P? He does. He finds a little bit of time in the final sector and goes into P7 then on an 11.7. So, decent lap there from Mattman. Moves him back up one position. Knocks the Aston Martin down one. What about Pagani? He was a 10th up in sector 1. Coming out of the tunnel. Hard on the brakes then. A little bit deep into the chicane there though. The camera goes on. Oh, flattering. Somebody behind him has spun. Could have been Michael. It could have been Dylan. Not sure which one it was. Oh, Gone just glances the wall there. Coming out of the swimming pool. Alpine to the pits. Dylan, so it was Michael that's spinning at the swimming pool, at the chicane there, out of the tunnel. Does Pagani improve with this lap? He does. He goes P7 then. And 11.760, so puts Matt back down to P8, goes ahead of his teammate as well, so down to 9th. What about Casimir then? Dropped it from the lead. out of Parabolica last week into retirement. So a strange action of the Catamese. Getting a little bit too throttle happy out of the Parabolica. The back end was not compliant. And it pitched him, unfortunately, around and into the wall. An early retirement for the McLaren. So can he respond this week? Coming into back there, the car trying to get away from him as he gets on the power. Exiting the swimming pool section though, nice and tidy through there. Into Raskas. Climb up and into the final corner. Straight as you like. The rear wing open, the Catamese first time is good enough for P9. It's at 11.8 for him then, so he goes on to the 5th row. Splits Aaron and Matman. What about Bruder's Beer? Is he responding then? Michael Bien has validated his lap. Round the hairpin goes the Red Bull. Through the tunnel he comes. Second checkpoint then is after the back, so I need to know at the moment. I think he was down a little bit there. Aggressive there out of the chicane. Here comes the second checkpoint, and he is marginally up then, so improvement is on the cards here, but it won't be enough to move up place. Oh, he's validated, he spins and into the wall. Red Bull. Unfortunately then, that is the end of that run, so Brutus Beer will not be improving on this time, stays P3. Tom Chubb's on, Casamig's on into the pits. What about Mize, and is he on a lap? No, he's quite slow on this one, so this is either an out lap or an in lap. The answer is, it is an out lap. There we go then, Mercedes man. On his FTRL debut, currently P13, lucky for some. Starting climbing up the hill. A little bit wide there. The Casino Square comes down to the checkpoint 1.2 seconds down then, so not the quickest run for him. Maybe a mistake there through the top of the hill. The yellow flag is out. The final sector and the Ferrari has retired. So running order then with just over 3 minutes of the session to go. It is an Alpine 1-2. Dylan heading Michael Vien at the moment. Bruce Spear in 3rd. Barcelona is 4th. XA Tom is 5th. And Chubb, Bugatti, Matman, Casamig's and Aaron are your top 10. Linus Eakin, Alex Pixie, Myers. And we've got Andy, Ross and Goy bringing up the remainder of the grid. And does Mercedes go around once again? He does. But, a bit of time off there, so I don't know if he's just charging the battery, charging the tyres up perhaps. Not quite sure what's going on here, but going around again. Let's see how his time is this time in Sector 1 then. A little bit better this time then, attacking the top of the hill there, looking a bit more attacking, and he is up in Sector 1 then, so this looks like a better lap though. He's a little bit deep though into the right hand there, around the lowest hairpin. Gets the car rotated. Now then onto the marina, into the tunnel goes the Mercedes. Tom has decided he's not going to improve then, so he will stay at best P5 as we get down to the chicane. Plenty of curve there, gets the car rotated on the power, straight up as much as he can do into to back. And he is a quarter of a second up in Sector 2. Into the swimming pool section he comes. So there, just up against the wall. Might cost him a little bit of time. Around Raskas he goes. To the final corner, gets the car straightened up on the DRS. Now it's just a sprint to the line. He improves, goes P11 then. So solid improvement there, finds nearly a second up on his previous best. So Mason into the top 11 and just misses out on a top 10. I don't think he was in the top 10, he just got nudged out there as Andy's gone P7 in the AlphaTauri. into the final minute of the session then. Dylan then on a lap, Michael's on a lap, Brutus and Barcelona Mill's gone third. So Barcelona has jumped ahead of Brutus Beer. What about Michael Bien? Out the swimming pool he comes, out the chicane he comes, sorry. Into the back, off the wall. Oh, and again, Michael slaps the wall hard, and that's his lap ruin, unfortunately. What about Dylan? Currently on provisional pole, his teammate, he's not going to beat him. Oh, he's hit the wall. And Dylan hits the wall then on entry to the chicane out of the tunnel, and that's his session over. So the provisional pole sitter is out. Barcelona does not improve then on P3. Where is Chubbs? Chubbs is facing the wrong way. They're coming out of Casino Square, so he's had a spin. He will not improve on P6 then. So it's kind of down to Brutus then. Alex Pixie Mill goes P7. So it's an all AlphaTauri row 4. Is Brutus improving? He is. He's marginally up then in sector 2. Attacks the chicane. Seeing the swimming pool. Nice and tidy this time. Keeps the car pointing the right way then. Out of Raskas. 1 corner to go. Gets the car straightened up on the DRS then. Does he get onto the front row of the grid? Oh, he gets pole. A 10.9 then. Brutus finds time in the final sector. And it is pole position for the Red Bull. Stunning final lap from the Red Bull, then puts him on to provisional pole. A couple of laps still to be finished. Casamese has invalidated. He will not be improving. It's just then down to Ross, who is massively up then on his time as he comes through. Side on there is Casamese. Another put of the corner. Oh, Barcelona snatches pole. I thought Barcelona was finished his run, but he hadn't. He snatches pole position away on a third flying lap then. The Mercedes goes fastest of all by just under 1/10 of a second. So Brutus then thought he had pole position, but it's been snatched away from him then right at the death by Barcelona. I don't think he's going to improve again, is he? No, he is not then. So Barcelona is then who snatches the all-important pole position here at Monaco by 91 thousandths of a second from Brutus Beer. Dylan then P3 alongside his teammate for the night, Michael Bien in P4. Tom starts P5 alongside Chubbs. And it's the AlphaTauris, Alex Pixie and Andy P7 and 8. Pagani will stop P9 alongside Matman with Catamese behind them in P11. Then Mays on his debut P12. Then we've got Aaron in the second, Aston Martin in P13. Leonard Zekin is P14. And then Ross and Goy bringing up the 8th and final row of the grid tonight. So qualifying over then, predictions then for the race, and who do we think is going to keep their focus and come through for victory? And Brutus was dominant here last time we were here on the last game. Is he going to repeat that form tonight? We shall see. We've seen traction to be a big problem tonight. We saw a couple of cars spinning out of the... Congratulations on your race, Ross. I didn't see it, but I'm more than confident that definitely happened. Predictions then in the chat, please. Who do we think is going to win this one? I'm going to put my money on Brutus because he does have 4 men. He was so dominant last time around here. Brutus for the win. Barcelona for second. Dylan for P3. That'll be my podium prediction. If you think you know better, please let me know. Cats, what's going on, mate? Where are you? And it's lights out and away we go then. And Brutus on the soft side gets the jump into the lead into turn 1. The soft tyres working wheel to wheel for P2 between Michael Vienne and Barcelona. Barcelona holds on to P2 as they start heading up the hill for the first time. Interesting, Dylan's on the hard tyres in P4, and that's a bold strategy. Going to make him very vulnerable early on then. He was not in the mixer for the moves into turn 1 as they head down into the right hander for the first time, then down into the hairpin. Watch your front wings, everybody. Slow as you like then through the corners and look at the movers and shakers then. Early doors up, down 4. Mines had a poor start then. Nexus catches up 2. Matman down 3. Aaron DT, that's Ross is up 3. Aaron GT's up 2. Katamis is up 2 as well, to be expected. But Bruce then using the soft tyres there to get himself at the launch into turn 1. He leads from Barcelona. Michael Vienne is 3rd. Dylan is 4th. We've got Tom. Oh, that's Chubb sideways coming out of the swimming pool. Yellow flag is out. Oh, Amanda Wing. Oh, Red Bull there having to take avoiding action. And Chubbs is all the way down to P17. Into the pits he comes then. Possibly some damage from all that then. So probably going to the hard tyre then, try and get to the end. Hope for a safety car to bring him back into contention then. Not going for a front wing change. The hard tyre's going on. It's Brutus who leads. Barcelona is 2nd. Michael 3rd. Dylan now on the back of him then. So the 2 Alpines together on the back of the Mercedes, and a little bit of a gap back to Tom in the Alfa Romeo. He's got Alex Pixie behind him in 6th, but he's up to 7th, then on the soft tyre as well then. So 2 drivers on the soft tyres from the start, making moves early on. Brutus into the lead. Katamis is up to 7th. John is 8th. Andy's 9th. Aaron is 10th. Ross is 11th. And Mattman down to 12th then. Got the best start for the Williams. Mattman did make it in time. For the race at least, but he's now here green as you like, no practice. Up to P13 then. Oh, into the pits has come Tom. Tom pits then at the end of lap 2. Now, is this damage? Or is this a tactical pit stop? Let's have a look. So up he comes. Again, no wing change, so it seems to be tactical. Onto the hard tyre he goes. And now at the front then, Brutus now under all kinds of pressure from Barcelona, from Michael, from Dylan. Katamis and Pagani changing places. Is that a move by Pagani and Katamis? Katamis is down the inside of the hairpin. They're going to come together, are they? They're locked together up the inside. Ah, it's into the wall. It's messy. It's very messy there. And Andy taking full advantage and sides through into P5. Aaron gets through as well. Oh, Barcelona to lead. Oh, contact! Contact between Brutus and Barcelona. Through goes Michael. Through goes Dylan. Oh, what happened there? I don't know if it was a move into Raskas by Barcelona, but Brutus on the outside. They're locked together into the wall with Barcelona. And the Alpines side through into the lead. Into the pits, next is Katz and Tom again then. I think Tom's backing, because I don't think they changed his wing. They are now changing his wing, so he did have wing damage. I think Chubbs had the same issue. Don't think they changed his wing when he pitted. Oh, Barcelona with a penalty then for track limits, which seems a bit of an odd one around here, but there are a couple of places you can cut the cord. One being turn 1, the other one being the chicane there, and Barcelona getting one at the chicane. Oh, he's almost into the wall. That just held him up then. Slab Brutus back onto his tail. But it's Michael Vienne who leads then from Dylan. It's an Alpine 1-2. as it was at Monza in Div 1 a week or so ago. They head up the hill and the front four are clear and gone then. It's Andy giving chase with Aaron behind him, then Pagani, then Ross. It's the FTRL train. That man behind them in a bit of no man's land. They've got Linazika and Katamis closing down on him. Alex Pixie with them as well. Then Mays. 13th. And Goy hanging on to his coattails. And the drivers who had issues. We've got next is Katz in 15th. Tom in 16th. And Chubbs in P17 then. But your lead battle again then. Brutus Beard just dropping off the back then. I don't know if those soft tyres are holding up very well around here. Into the chicane. Oh, Michael clips the wall. And on the exit of the chicane. That just held his team up slightly. That's put him back into the clutches of Barcelona. That's Ross with the penalty now for track limits. Chubb's been once had an issue. Oh, there's been some drama at the chicane as I think Aaron's hit the wall. Possible wing damage for the Aston Martin. Loses places to his teammate and to Ross. And now Mattman's on his case as well. Does the Aston Martin peel off here? He does not, so it's just a drama. Ooh, bit of a snap there as he gets on the power out of the final corner. It's down to Peter then for Aaron. And that man now right on the back of him as well. And Zekin and Katamis now nose to tail heading up the hill. Down to the low hairpin again. Together. He's got Mize, he's got Goy behind him as well, so three there together with Tom now. Sets the fastest lap of the race, so having got his wing changed, sets the fastest lap of the race and immediately gets a penalty at turn 1. So up front then, this is your lead battle. It's still 4 for the lead. Michael VN leading, Dylan is second. Barcelona is third, Brutus is fourth. Oh, Brutus full on sideways out of Raskas. The soft tyres are struggling and probably overheating. Fully sideways there out of the penultimate corner as Aaron goes past Ross into the final corner. I think Ross has maybe had a moment there. And Mattman now on the attack as well. They head and up the hill. And then back ahead of a Ferrari. They head it around into Casino Square. Down to Mirabeau. Ooh, Ross into the back of Aaron. Little tap there. Didn't see anything fly off, thankfully, so it should be okay. Ooh, a bit silent there as you try to get the power down. Brutus Beer, meanwhile, has now dropped 2 seconds back then. Oh, and he's got himself a penalty as well. So Brutus seems to be struggling at the minute. I imagine he may peel off for some tyres here. Those soft tyres do not appear to be holding up. Oh, Aaron's out at the chicane. Yellow flags are out. Is Brutus diving to the pit? See if he does. He's just losing too much time. And unfortunately, Aaron's race is over on the exit of the chicane. There is, there's a wall, there's a tyre in the wall. Has he gone straight on the braking zone then? Into the wall hard. Mason Brutus then on his way again. He's going to come out just ahead of Goykarp. Just behind Meisen. So he's on the hard tyre now, so they're good to go till the end of the race. This is now, can he start setting some decent lap times and put himself back in the mixer for those front four. And he's got a bit of traffic around him, so he's going to have to try and make some moves here, which may stunt his progress. He would have liked to try to come out ahead of this pack if he could. There is a gap between Alex and Katamis, which should have been ideal, but didn't quite have enough time to drop into that gap. His tyres are just falling away too quickly, so that now leaves us 3 for the lead then. It's Michael Vigen who leads. Oh, he's full on sideways and out of Raskas as well. Lighting up those rear tyres. onto the start finish. There we go. His teammate Dylan tucks in behind him. Is he going to be close enough for a move into turn 1? Not quite. Barcelona sitting there in P3. Then up the hill. Just wonder if Brutus did get any wing damage from that moment where Barcelona and him got together into the final corner. Oh, Barcelona to the wall! Snaps there. There goes the end plate. The Mercedes has got wing damage. Still into the outside there. We just saw him off that bump on the exit of Casino Square. Spits the car into the wall. And Barcelona has got wing damage. That's going to obviously hinder his strategy. But he might drop onto the hard tyres immediately then. The question is then how much time is he going to lose? Brutus making the move on Myers further back. Meanwhile, into Mirabos. We've got one of them cleared. He's now on behind Alex Pixie. Trying to get the drive then out of the bottom corner there through the tunnel for a move into the chicane perhaps. Don't think he's going to be close enough. Have to wait another moment. Then Alex is a little bit wide there though. That might give him the momentum off the corner. Not quite. Barcelona into the pits. Out of the swimming pool he comes. He's got a good run there. Is he going to go for the inside into Raskaz? Not close enough. Swings out wide. Alex then gets very crossed up trying to get on the power down. Brutus is looking quick here at this stage of the race. Katami's into the pits as well. Where is Barcelona? He's coming out of the pit lane. They're going to clear him. Brutus gets the move done. Alex around the outside. Good move from the Red Bull man. That could be critical to his race. And Barcelona coming out behind this pack now as well. So Brutus then is making time up then on the leaders. Now we've got his teammate to try and clear. And that man still on the back of Ross. In turn is not far behind Pagani. Haslam lost touch with Andy, so Andy now very clear in P3. It's on the power then out of the chicane, but up front it is the Alpines 1 and 2. And then untroubled by the Mercedes and the Red Bull. They can now run their race. And of course now Michael on the medium tyre will want to go a little bit deeper into this race. While Dylan on the hard tyre, he's going to be looking to maybe go onto the soft tyre at the end of the race. Maybe you want to pit a bit earlier, get onto the mediums because you're at risk of an undercut. Brutus Spear is flying now. He's got a bit of clear track in front of him as well. He's got 5 seconds of clear track to hit up to his teammate Lidazikan. While Myers going past Alex Pixie, who's diving into the pits. That's one cut out of Barcelona's went then, and the Mercedes man's going to clear the Ferrari now as well. There he goes. So that's 2 of that pack then out of his way. Barcelona then sets off after his teammate for the evening, David Mays. Down then to Mirabeau. And there successfully into the low hairpin. Car slowed, gets the guard turned. So the field just string out a little bit now. It's still the closest battle then, 0.6 of a second between the two Alpines. I think they'll be happy. They'll see each other's tyre compounds. I know they're on different strategies, so Dylan knows he doesn't need to attack Michael at this stage because the race will come to him. Michael will peel off before him. They get the Mercedes and Barcelona all the way down to the back of his teammate. Now, will he play the team game? Get out of his teammate's way? Answer is yes, he will. In fact, he'll peel up into the pits. Now he's going to let him through there. Good teamwork there for the Mercedes boys. Barcelona is released. He's now got 5.7 seconds to make up to Brutus, who has already got that gap down to his teammate Lidazikan to 3.5 seconds. So 1.5 seconds out of that lead. Chubbs now with a penalty. Oh, Dylan. He's very hot there into the braking zone of the chicane then. And all the medium tyres now just starting to suffer a little bit with tyre temp. Oh, Michael getting very crossed up again out of Raskaz. Head then up the start-finish straight into turn 1. And it is as you were up front then. Andy doing a really good job in P3. 9 seconds behind the leaders, but 3.5 seconds ahead of Pagani. You've still got Ross behind him, Matman behind him. And then Azikin in a bit of no man's land. Brutus Beer closing down on him though. Barcelona also just taking a little bit of time out of the Red Bull. Oh, Brutus now with a penalty then. So, penalty as well. Into the pits then comes Goy. Barcelona then with the fastest lap of the race. 39 for the Mercedes. Yellow flag is out. Oh, it's Mays. Mays has spun at Sander Vot. And he's damaged his wing, unfortunately then, so the two McLarens fly by. Cat's then with his teammate for the evening, Katamise, closing down him. You imagine he'll let him go. Cats, of course, hasn't yet. And the Cat has stopped, so maybe he won't necessarily let him go. Ooh, Cat getting very crossed up there. Head into the tunnel then. McLaren's flash through. Onto the brakes. And Cat's there with the penalty there, just cutting that corner a little bit too much. Zoom pull. Cats and Katamise. 10th and 11th at the moment. Cat's a little bit wider out of Raskas. Keeps out of the wall though. And now getting out of his teammate's way, I believe. Yep, he's going to lift off, and through goes Katamise then. So, Cat's playing the team game there. Katamise then is released, but he's got 10 seconds to try and close down to Barcelona, who's got his gap down to Bruce to just 3 seconds. He in turn has got his teammate now just 1.7 seconds in front of him. So Barcelona showing some pace at this stage of the race. Closing back in on Brutus, but Brutus critically has track position. It's going to be key up front. Alpines continue to circle together. Still 1 and 2. Still just half a second between them as they come round Razkaz for the 14th time. Dylan still just happy to sit in his teammates' wheel tracks. And what of course he'll do is when Michael peels off to the pits, that's when Dylan will try and open the taps up with a bit of clear track. Hopefully he'll be able then to clear us into the pits. Comes Pagani. We'll release Ross and Matman. Got to get nice on board there. That big bump there put paid to Barcelona earlier on. Brutus now right on the back of his teammate. Now the Red Bull man should really get out of his teammate's way. Not his race. Of course, Lenderziken is friends with the man directly behind them, Barcelona. So, it's a question now of what kind of game does he want to play here? Well, Barcelona with a second penalty behind them, meanwhile. So that's now 2 penalties for the Mercedes, 1 for the Red Bull man that's on screen in a minute. Second of the 2 dark blue cars. He comes down into Raskas. He can get a little bit wide. Brutus, we see they can get really good traction out of the final corner, and he might be close enough for a move into turn 1. The answer is he is close enough to get side by side around the outside into 1. What a move that is for Brutus Beer then to take P6. Great move around the outside into Sandavot, and that is P6 for Brutus Beer. Oh, Lenzica clips the wall. Casino Square, and gets out of Barcelona's way. And releases him to chase after Brutus Beer then, so he's caught up to the Red Bull man. So using the clear track to get onto the tail of his rival. Because we're battling earlier on. As he can probably going to drop away now, having got possibly some wing damage. That collision, meanwhile up front, it's still as you were. as Michael peels off into the pit lane then. So, race leader is in. That releases Dylan now. And what can Dylan do at this stage? Brutus Beer and Barcelona are coming into the back. The question is now, where is Michael going to feel to back in again? They're coming into the swimming pool. There's been an accident at the swimming pool. It's Pagani. Pagani's now gone as well. So both Aston Martins are crashed out at the swimming pool section. Out of the final corner come Brutus and Barcelona, but Michael is going to stay ahead of them. So Michael drops in behind Matman. Brutus is just on his way. There they are. And just disappearing up the hill there is the Alpine. So Michael has retained the net race lead. He can then exiting pit lane. The McLarens have flashed by. Here comes Tom. Start finish rate. He'll come up just behind the Red Bull. So what can Dylan do now then? Well, he's been released now. Good news for him is that Michael's got Matman just about a second up the road, and so he hasn't got clear track. There's a 2-second gap between Michael and Brutus at the minute, which Dylan, you imagine, would filter into should he pit. However, on the hard tyre, you imagine he wants to go a bit deeper into this one. Sorry, they're getting out of the way. Oh no, that was a mistake there. That was Ross making a mistake at the swimming pool section then. So through goes Matman, through goes Michael. Straight into the pits goes Ross. Andy in the pits as well. So the AlphaTauri man out of P2. And that means we resumed as Michael's got past Matman into turn 1. And back then we've got a Alpine 1-2 again. Now what can Dylan do? He's going to be aware that that gap between himself and his teammates is 18.8 seconds at the moment. That's the gap we need to watch now. It's between Michael and Dylan. Of course, they came in nose to tail. Now, Michael on fresher tyres, of course. And that man, of course, has yet to make his stop. He's third now. He's got Brutus and Barcelona closing in. So Matt doing a solid job in P3 at the minute. Out of swimming pool we come into Raskas. You can see the gap, the leader's gap is now down to 17.6 seconds, and so Michael is taking time out of the race leader. So is Dylan on the right strategy here? I imagine he's going to be in the battle for the top 4, but Brutus and Barcelona being so close behind, and Michael closing in. Ooh, some sparks there at the inside of Casino Square. Somebody's clearly clipped the ball and set them off. Matt going a little bit deep there into Mirabeau. The Red Bull Brutus and the Mercedes of Barcelona continue to close in. What the gaps we've got then? Ooh, Katami's now in a P6, a little bit lonely. He's just ahead of Andy, who's just come out of the pits. Andy, imagine, on fresher tyres, should be able to keep it with Katami, just whether or not he can find an open. We've got Nexus Cat behind them in P8, then Linezik in P9. He's got Ross just behind him, having just made his stop. So Red Bull versus Ferrari. For P9 and P10. Glick still going well. P11 for him. And we've got Tom, who's just put a new set of hard tyres on. Then Maze, 13th, still pointing the right way. Pixie on the soft tyre at the minute. Into the pits then comes Matman. Meanwhile, Chubbs in P15, right behind Alex Pixie now. In the battle for P40s up the inside, on the run up to Mirabeau, but not close enough to make a move. Alex goes a little bit wide though. And on those soft tyres, you imagine that Chubbs has really just got to play the waiting game at the minute. Should be a no-brainer then. Dylan continues to lead, but the gap now is just 16.6 seconds, so another second out. What has happened? Well, maybe nothing's happened here. I say Michael's got that gap up to 5 seconds over Brutus and Barcelona, but I wonder if that was just them being caught behind Matman. He was on ailing medium tyres. He's now pitted and has come out in P7, right in front of Nexus Cats. Who's looking at the inside. Oh, it's contact! And Cats just nudges Matman wide. Now, was the contact, or was that Matt just out breaking himself on cold tyres? I don't think Matt will be very happy about that if there was contact. Let's go through. Leader is in. Dylan is in. And onto the medium tyres anyway. Michael out of the final corner. Barcelona and Brutus coming out of the final corner now. Michael will sweep back into the lead then. Dylan back onto the track. Here come the other two. I think he's going to be safe in P2. And rejoins in P2. He does so. Michael leads now by about 3.3 seconds. He gets to the top of the hill then, over his teammate then. So Dylan stays P2. But now on the medium tyre, he's going to be quick as the sparks continue to fly out of the barrier there at Casino Square. So Matman just holding back Brutus of Barcelona for a couple of laps. Has done Dylan a big favour there. Nice gap for him to drop into. Will that come back together, though, is the question. Well, imagine on the medium tyres, Dylan will close in on his teammate. And it's kind of up to Barcelona and Brutus to battle over the final step of the podium. And the minute is in Brutus' favour because... oh no, they've both got 6 seconds, so Brutus has got a second penalty as well. So these two are kind of out of the battle for the win, barring any dramas. So these two are now squabbling over the final step on the podium. Caterby's then in a lonely P5. No, he's not, so the lie's got Andy right behind him. Far from a lonely P5, he has got the AlphaTauri on much fresher tyres right behind him. So Andy's now just got to find his moment. Caterby, as we know, likes to run low wings, so he'll be quick in a straight line. The yellow flag is out. What is that for? Oh, Alex Pixie is retired, he's in the pit lane. So Alex Pixie's night is run, unfortunately. His teammate, though, continuing to go well up in P6, trying to make it P5. Matman then on to the back of Nexus Cats again now, on significantly fresher tyres. It's just a question now of finding an opening. And then as he can still got Ross right behind him as well. Take round Casino Square. Still sparks, still sparks. Somebody's got an angle grinder on the barrier there on the inside, clearly. Oh, Barcelona with another penalty then. So that's 3 penalties now for the Mercedes man. And meanwhile, Dylan has indeed caught the back of his teammate again now. So it's now a question of whether Dylan can find an opening. About 22 of 39. He's close now. He's got a good run out of the final corner. Is he going to have enough traction though? Fastest lap of the race to Dylan. Down the inside he goes. Through he goes into the lead of the race. Michael trying to come back at him. Oh, the banging wheels up the hill. That's brave, boys. And Dylan gets the move done. Wow. That was dangerous stuff there between the teammates, but Dylan gets the move done, then the tyre advantage pays off. And back into the lead of the race he goes. And of course, Dylan just dropping in from Div 1 tonight, so Michael will pick up the points for the victory. So, if you're listening, Michael, just remember, you will win this one. You will get the points for the win, even if you don't get it on track. So, big picture. Big picture. Academy, so then we've got a couple of battles going on there. Dylan now trying to pull away in the lead from Michael being Brutus and Barcelona still together in that final battle, final step of the podium battle. Although now stacked in the favour of Brutus Beard, track position and a 3-second additional penalty to his rival behind him. Academy's and Andy still nose to tail as well. Andy looking at the insides to come through the tunnel, trying to force a mistake from the McLaren. Nothing doing. Also behind them, the other McLaren fighting a rear-gun action. This one from the Williams. Cats across the curb. Matman tucks in behind him. Ross there making a mistake at the chicane as well, going straight through. Oh, contact! Ross has got around. We saw him cut across the chicane there. And I don't know if he tried to get a run down the straight into the back. Unfortunately, the Ferrari's ended up spinning into the wall. Has got himself some wing damage as well. Tom Winwell has cleared Goy Karp in the battle for P11. Mays still going strong in P13. Bit of a lonely ride for him at the moment. Chubb is behind him in P14. He's lost his battle rival, Alex Pixie, who has retired. Into the pits then comes Ross. So Dylan now leads by 2.2 seconds, having got the lead, he's now cleared off. Michael then holding firm in P2 though. Brutus and Barcelona still battling though over the final step of the podium. Through the swimming pool we go. Into Raskaz. He goes Brutus, just pulling a bit of a gap over his rival at the moment. Onto the start finish straight we go. Barcelona with the DRS just hanging on but not able to get close enough before a move. Meanwhile further back Katamise and Andy still going at it as well. Andy's a lot closer this time though, so does he have enough straight line speed to draw alongside into turn 1? No is the answer. Very few do have enough straight line speed to overtake Katamise anywhere. So he continues to probe, trying to find a way through then as they round the square once again. No sparks from that camera angle at least, so maybe they have finally ceased. To the inside for Mirabeau, not close enough though. Just trying to show in the mirrors and trying to force a mistake from the McLaren. Make him run deep, make him run wide. Neither of the drivers have a penalty at the moment either, so he's not going to jump him that way either. Again, they're really, really close as they come out onto the Marina front. Through the tunnel we go, right on the back of the McLaren, right under the rear wing. Looks to the inside, but not close enough. Good driving from Katamise there. He's looking hard at his mirrors, but not making any mistakes so far. Into the swimming pool we come once again, like 26 of 39. Then Zekan with a track limits penalty now. Into Raskaz, Andy going for a wide line there, trying to get a cut back, kind of get some momentum up the hill to the final corner. Once again, right under the rear wing of the McLaren. McLaren pulling off the corner nicely though. Here comes the AlphaTauri. Katamise driving beautifully down the middle of the road there, nowhere for Andy to go. Continues to stare at the rear wing of that McLaren. As does Matman at the other McLaren. Head up the hill. That, of course, will jump ahead of Cat, because Cat does have a penalty or two to his name. A bit wide there at the Casino Square. 22 laps on those hard tyres. Barcelona with another penalty then. So that's now 2 more penalties than his rival. He's got Brutus now very firmly on for P3. Still 13 laps of this one to go. In tunnel we go. Oh, Barcelona another one. Oh, he's spent the pit lane now as well. So Barcelona, I think, is going for fastest lap here, going onto the soft tyre. So he's going to try and get the point for fastest lap. I think he realises now that he wasn't going to get through. However, he has to pull a bit of a gap over Katamise. He should just get out ahead of Katamise and Andy. Let's have a look. Where is he? He's at the pit there. I think Katamise and Andy are going to get him here, so that might not work out very well for Barcelona at all. No, it's not. Katamise and Andy go through. And there is the Mercedes joining right behind them. So not only has he lost track position, he's got 2 cars now ahead of him. It's going to make it very difficult for him to even get enough clear track to get the fastest lap. So, tactical error there. Andy on the attack again. Still no way through. Oh, Barcelona's gone for a send on Andy. There, but they've locked together. Andy fights back. Barcelona gets through. That was a robust overtake. That'll please Andy no end, I'm sure. Barcelona, I think he knew he had to make a move. Ambition perhaps outweighing ability with that one. That was a bit of a send. And that has just released Katamise a little bit, so Barcelona now has got a gap to close down. So Andy will be hoping that he puts an equally robust move on the McLaren. Barcelona in fact peels off into the pits. Did he get wing damage from that? He did. No, he's serving his drive to his 5-second penalty. He did get wing damage from that actually, yes. But Andy now has got to try and close back up on Katamise again. And he does have a significant tyre advantage. Meanwhile, up front, all looking very nice indeed for Dylan. He winds his way out of the swimming pool section. Now he's got a 4.4 second lead over his teammate. Who in turn is also looking very, very comfortable for P2 on the track. He will, of course, take home points for P1. Barcelona and Mays just changed places. Mays just quite... No, not what's happening there, but Chubbs is up to P11. And indeed, the battle between Catamese and Andy is back on again. So after that brief interjection from the Mercedes with a send into the Lowe's hairpin, Andy is straight back onto the tail of the McLaren. And we go again then, and Matman continues also to stare at the back of Katz's car. So the two McLarens both fighting a rear guard. Actually, in fact, Katz peels off into the pits, and so Matman has been released. And can he do anything about this gap ahead? So he's got 6 seconds to close in 10 laps. Katz onto the soft tyre. Andy then looking for a way through once again. Down to Mirabeau. Down to the Lowe's hairpin. Not close enough then. Goes for a wide line. He gets the car turn. Barcelona has just cleared Katz, who just comes out the pits behind him. Just settling down a little bit, and the two Ferraris appear to be together on track then, so we've got a Ferrari battle. Meanwhile, Goy currently leading Ross. BT and DT comes on a little bit deeper to Mirabeau. Gets it turned again then, so here we go, battle for the ages. Meanwhile, it's Catamese, and the battle continues to rage on. Then Andy closer than ever, but just no way through. Catamese just seems to be struggling a little bit more now. Can Andy force a mistake now? Catamese's tyres seems to be going off a little bit. That man's got that gap down to 5.3 seconds, so he is chipping away at that lead now. Oh, and Goy's in the pits, unfortunately, then, so the battle between Ross and Goy's ended. So this thing continues to be the closest battle on track then. Andy still probing for a way through. Can he force a mistake from Catamese then? Oh, Catamese has a little bit of a wobble there. And he's close. Seeing they're diving to the outside there, trying to get a cut back on the inside of the exit Raskaz. Not close enough then. Can he get a run at the start-finish straight? Well, Michael Vienne now with a penalty. But he is comfortable. He's only got one. Brutus behind him has two. And he's also 14 seconds in arrears. So, oh, Dylan gets one then. So both Alpines in one lap getting a penalty finally. Again, his lead is 6.6 seconds. So again, he is safe and secure in P1. But with Andy then it's to come down to Mirabeau. Always said in the commentary, like Martin Brundle says, you hook your wheel onto the rain gutter on the inside of the Mirabeau corner, pull the car around. Some people are ready to put on. Yes, ooh, Andy now closer than ever. He's had a good launch out of that corner. Is he going to get close enough into the braking zone for the chicane? They're side by side, looking to the inside, looks to the outside, inside again. Catamese goes a little bit. Oh, contact at the corner. Penalty for Andy. He cut the corner. No way through. That was his best chance yet. Forced a mistake, but made one himself. Just a little bit of contact, then clipped the curb, and unfortunately clipped too much curb, and Andy's now got himself a 3-second penalty. Again, he's had a better run there off the final corner. Going to the outside. Wheel to wheel into Sandavot, but Catamese holds firm. For P4, Tom now has caught Linda Zeeken, so another battle has started. Zeeken then flying up the hill. They're on the same age tyres. Oh, Tom's had a good run there. Alcacer square down the inside into Mirabeau. Oh, Linda Zeeken's going to turn it on him, is he? Oh, the contact. More contact. And Linda Zeeken holds the place for now. Tom there made an opening. Just couldn't quite complete the move there. The track is very narrow. I don't think this one's over either. Andy then just dropping back a little bit now. Acatemies, and all the while Matman has been chipping away massively at that gap now. The gap now between Andy and Matman is now just 1.3 seconds into the Williams. Very much in this battle now as well. And Andy starts to ramp up for another assault. Matman has just been quietly chipping away at that lead now, and Andy continues to be frustrated behind Cat, as many drivers have been in the past, and I'm sure many will be in the future. And Matman has very much brought himself into this battle then, so he will jump Andy on penalties as it stands. Tom and Zeeken continuing to duel. They get them up to Casino Square once again. Tom to the outside there, goes a little bit wide, trying to set himself up there for a good run out of the Casino Square. Again, he's had a good run. Not quite close enough to go down the inside this time though. How did those happen? Barcelona closing in on them as well, and Cats as well. I haven't seen the fastest lap come up, to be honest. And now Dylan continues to hold the fastest lap by just over a tenth and a half. As Ross takes the fastest lap of the way, 12.4 then. New fastest lap of the race from Ross in the Ferrari. Oh, Tom's on the inside again. Not quite close enough. Linda Zeeken's going to go deep though into Rascas. Tom thought about going to get the inside there, but not close enough to take advantage. Again, forced an error, but not quite able to take advantage of it into Sandevot. Not close enough again. Goes back to this other battle in for P4, 5 and 6. Still Katabe's holding off Andy. And Matman now right there as well. Both of them trying to wait for a moment. Opening. Tom right on the back of Linda Zeeken. Again, he's up the inside. Into Mirabeau. Again, Linda Zeeken shuts the door. Again, Linda Zeeken runs wide though. But keeps the momentum off the corner. Tom thinks about a move down the inside. Barcelona now coming in hot, and Cats. This is now a 4-car battle. Have a look at their penalty situation. Linda Zeeken has 6, Tom has 9, Barcelona has 12, and Cats has 3. So Cats is in the driving seat here. Again, he's had a really good run through the tunnel. This time he's down the inside into the braking zone for the chicane. They're going to put wheels, are they? They are. Linda Zeeken across the corner. Into the wall goes Tom. Barcelona trying to get through. All the inside of both of them. There's contact between him and Linda Zeeken. Linda Zeeken into the wall. And the Alfa Romeo's through as well, but I think he might have wing damage. Or maybe just dirty tyres, but Barcelona benefits massively. Through he goes. And yeah, into the pits goes the Alfa Romeo and the Red Bull. That's a shame for that one to end as it has done there. Katabe's continuing to be the block for Andy and Matt. Don't know, Mikey. I don't know. Oh, got a little bit stressful there. Driver's unwilling to yield, I think, is the issue there. As again, Andy's had a really good launch there off that corner into the tunnel. Is he going to make the move down the inside there? Cat covers the inside. Andy thinks about a late move. Oh, Lindsay's got himself a 5-second penalty for crossing the white line now. Up towards the back. Andy continues to be frustrated. Continues to stare at the back of that McLaren. Oh no, what's going on there? Ross is facing the wrong way with no front wing. Oh no. And the Ferrari in the wall then at Sandoval. Unfortunately, so Ross's race is over. Andy then continuing to look for any way past the McLaren. Cat's tyre is now 26 laps old. Brutus Beers are 28 laps old, so he's got the oldest tyres. Oh, Mays had a spin at Raskas he has, and through goes Lenaziken, who's now into the pits again. Andy looking all the way, any which way he can to try and find a way past Katamis, but Katamis continues to drive well, continues to hold his nerve. And he's got a really good run out of swimming pool again, though he's not going to be close enough, or is he? Seeing their pulls as wide as he can there. Cat a little bit aggressive on the power then, and he's had a good launch off the corner again. Now this time, maybe to the outside he goes again. They're side by side into one, gives him the squeeze. They're going to go wheel to wheel up the hill, either they are. They're still side by side. More boys, please give each other room. Oh, and he's at the wall. And around. And Andy, oh, big shame for him. Matman then goes through. Andy has got going again, but unfortunately it looks like he might have some wing damage as well. And now Matman takes over, staring at the back of the McLaren once again. This time it is Casares there rather than Nexus Cats. Brutus Beer is pitting at the end then of lap 37, so he, I think, is going to go for fastest lap. He's got a massive gap then. Cat's impressive defence has meant there's a 31-second gap behind him. So Brutus then can very comfortably come in, put fresh soft tyres on and retain P3. Cat and Matman only just coming out of the swimming pool section, so Brutus is comfortably back out onto track. He will now try and take the extra point for fastest lap then. So can Matman do anything about Casames? He's got even fresher tyres than Andy had behind him. Only a lap fresher though. Meanwhile, we haven't seen him for a while. Let's go check in on our race leader. Here he is then, starting at the final lap of the race. It has been a very impressive drive from Dylan, this one. Bided his time at the back of the pack early on. Took his opportunity to get through to P2 when Barcelona and Brutus came together. Then just comfortably sat behind his teammate. Played his strategy well. Made the move when the opportunity arose. And has just driven away thereafter. And Matt, we know Matt and Cat have a checkered history. As both people go, Matt must go for the insiders into the braking zone. Great move from Matman. Through he goes. Cat has to go through the runoff. He gets a 5-second penalty. Matt gets a 3-second penalty for his dramas then. Cat is slowing. Has he got a punch? Oh, what's happened there? I think Cat was trying to let him through. Has he got a puncher? No, he seems to be okay. So I think Cat was just trying to let Matt through there, and Matt maybe wasn't aware of what was going on. And more contact as they came through the swimming pool section, but Matt is through to 4th. But across the line, then it's victory for Dylan at Monaco. Great job from him. Michael has been equally as impressive, and he will win the Div 2 battle for him. Meanwhile, Brutus Beer then going for fastest lap. He's 6/10 up then in Sector 1. Meanwhile, out of nowhere, Chubbs has caught the back of Barcelona and Cats. Oh, what's happened to Andy? Andy's got no front wing anymore. Brutus Beard does take the fastest lap then, a 1:12.2 on the final lap of the race. His Cat's going to go for a send then into the chicane. No, he's not. Matt then coming round for a very solid P4. Lenaziken has crossed the line, so Tom Mays and Lenaziken have finished their race. Goy Corp sees the flag as well. P12 for him. Great job going. Mattman then a very solid P4 from him. Katamise, his defence is finally breached then at the end. It's P5 for him. Oh, Katz has got the move done. Oh, more contact at the final corner. Between Barcelona and Nexus Katz. Again, the narrow streets of Monaco just unforgiving. Oh, Katz has lit the rears up trying to get across the line. Chubbs comes through for P7. Barcelona P8. Katz is going to cross the line in P9 and he'll be the final finisher. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your Monaco Grand Prix. Eventful to say the least. Katamise gets driver of the day. A fierce rearguard action for most of that race. Just going through your classification then, but it is victory for Dylan. Played the strategy perfectly and a 1-2 for Alpine as well. Brutus Beer then standing on the podium as well, so his double win streak has ended. The champagne flies. It would have killed EA to have realised there is no over-the-track grand podium at Monaco. Of course, they do on the steps of one of the hotels on the start-finish streak. Your final classifications then. Victory then for Dylan Michael second and Brutus Beer, your podium in third. Mattman, great job from him, P10 up to P4. Katamise, who drove brilliantly from P11 for a solid rearguard action for a long period of that race. Finally, Mattman making a move there with a couple of laps to go, but still P5 for him. Andy coming home P6, a solid drive for him. Probably have nightmares about the back of that McLaren. Captain Chubbs, despite an early pit stop, 3 pit stops in fact, comes home for P7 at the end there, so a solid recovery from him. Barcelona down in P8. The pole sitter, his race not quite going to plan. Katz comes home P9 despite having no practice from P17. Tom had some early dramas, P10 for him. Mays on debut gets P11 then from Goykarp in P12, and then Zeke, and then the final classified finisher in 13th, and the retirements then were Ross, Alex Pixie, Pagani and Aaron. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is or was your Div 2 Grand Prix of Monaco. So thank you very much for joining us tonight in that one. Off the top of my head, I can't remember where we're going next. So let me just consult the calendar. We are in 20 calendar. After Monaco, we now head to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. It is Imola for round 8 of the season, and that is in a week's time, so please do join us. We should be back on Tuesday with Div 1 and Wednesday again for Div 2, so please do join me.